Yes, we are on the way to the Naktsang, and you can see that there is a diversion of the road, and one road it is the farm road which leads to the Naktsang, and the other is the paved road which leads to the Kanglum BHU. Basically, Naktsang is located almost like 3 kilometers from this diversion of the road, and it approximately takes 30 minutes for once to travel by the walk on normal footstep. So I think our group is gonna take a walk because it is an eco-friendly state, and we follow the eco-friendly policies. So I along with my team will walk by foot.
Naktsang is located 5 kilometers away from Kanglung Basic Health Unit. It takes approximately 35 minutes on foot at normal speed. The agriculture farm road creates the bypass with a zealous view of vast extended field sites. A majestic eye-catching landscape of the opposite valley is often found with the clouds covering the mountain peaks in the clear day. The beautiful trip is never complete without the melodious song of birds at their best tune. Most of the village people prefer to go on foot rather than to ride a vehicle if they are without load. They love traveling through same road time and again instead of getting tired. Sides of the road are nurtured by the pine trees and small shrubs which gives chill wind for travelers. Naktsang, which is located in the heart of the meadow, stands tall blended with attractive environment. Besides Naktsang, a small temple stands, which echoes the melodious sound of the conch along with the soft clasping tune of cymbal and loud determined rhythm of blowing trumpet.
We are on the way to Pangthang Naktsang, which is almost 5 kilometers away from Church College, and now it's been around 20 minutes since we have walked from Kanglung. We have walked almost 5 kilometers from Church College.
I have heard about Naktsang, and the story which I have heard about Naktsang is very interesting, and I'm very much eager to know more about Naktsang, and I hope after reaching down there we will learn more about Naktsang, and moreover we can at least understand how important that Naktsang was.
We have reached to the Naktsang monastery, and yeah, you can see that that one is the Naktsang monastery, and it have got application towards the Jabrungao Namgyal also. As it is said that the Jabrungao Namgyal, welcoming to this country, southern land of Bhutan, he have reached to this area also, and he have subdued it. The story narrates that he has subdued the many evils here also, and he have built one small chatin just beside this monastery. So we all will give a glance.
The story of Naktsang comes to the surface with the coming of a Tibetan Lama named Tenzin Nima. As he has foreseen the struggles aggravated by the dueling spirit forces to the community. The place was haunted by the spirit of Tso, lake, and Prakshang Lu, serpent, jointly taking toll of lives of the people of that locality and the people bypassing the place. He came to subdue the combined evil force which posed a great threat to the people.
The place what you see today is not as it was in the earlier period. It was filled with the thick forest, and in the forest there were lakes. One lake was located here and the other one was at the end of the other field. According to Lam Singye Wangchu, it was said that the people who bypassed from here got misplaced or disappeared because of the evil spirits, and moreover it was very dangerous place to travel, as Lam Tenzin Nima envisioned about such an incident. of this area, and he came all the way from Tibet and subdued the evil spirits. Those evil spirits were serpents found in the lake, and later on, after the arrival of Lam Tenzin Nyima, he subdued and purified those serpents and transformed into local deities. The place where I stand right now is once upon a time filled with the lake, and with the arrival of Lam Tenzin Nyima, the lake was diverted, and now this place where once it was filled with lake has become one of the beautiful places, and it has now become a cultivable land, and it gives more yield in this community. And as compared to other villages, it is said that this area grows many varieties of crops and gives lots of product to the temple. Well, among the two stupas, this is the original stupa that we can still see today. And then the another one was destroyed by the earthquake, and it was later on renovated and located at the other side of the temple. This stupa is just beside the temple.
During the fifth generation, Naktsang was engulfed by the fire, but no severe damage was done to the structure and the property. Sadly, during the time of Pema Tsewang and Wangge, a major fire accident has erupted which almost razed the structure to the ground. On that incident, the conch, which their family had preserved for a long time, was found missing. They were in the assumption that the conch was lost to the fire, but surprisingly, on one of the occasions, they heard the sound of the conch from nearby distance, and on inspection, they found it above their water tank nesting on the stone.
The story behind this conch is very confusing. This conch, it is said that this conch is one of the most significant and important relic of this monastery. It is confusing because so far there is no any historical record or any history passed on from generation to generation. But however, as we kept on inquiring about this conch, we got some data from the present Lama of this monastery, Lam Singyongaju. According to him, he said that this monastery got fire twice during the 5th generation, mainly during the Mempa Tingle. However, surprisingly, during the mid of the night, the caretaker of the monastery have somehow heard the sound of this conch from the nearby distance of this area. And when he went for the went for the searching, he found this conch resting on almost a 50 to 60 meter from this monastery above there, resting on the stone. As the story was already narrated that the Naktsang monastery was once got fire during the 5th generation, and it is said that the count got all of a sudden disappeared from the Naktsang monastery. The residents of the Naktsang monastery began to search for the count, but they could not find there. But surprisingly, at the night, middle of the night, they heard the sound of the conch from nearby the area, and when they went for the search, and it was found nested on this stone. This was the stone where the conch was nested here, where the Naktsang monastery got fire. So from henceforth, from this incident onwards, the people of this region area believe that this conch have got one of the most significant application towards the religion, and today this conch is considered as one of the most important and significant relic of this monastery.
Lam Tenzin Nema built a small temple at the place where the 6.8 meter tall structured temple stands today in order to refrain from the revocation of the spirit again. The story is little confusing as it is not clear that the Lama went back or he started the Naktsang lineage.
As you can see that this monastery, huge monastery in front of us. Initially this monastery was not as what we can see today, but it was a small monastery built by the Lama. But due to the many fire incidents, it have undergone many renovation and under construction. So this will further and elaborated by my researcher.
About the structure of this lagang, there is no clear information as such of when the lagang was actually built and the structure of the lagang as well. But the history of Naktsang lagang dates back to the arrival of Tibetan Lama named Tenzin Nyima, who was believed to have subdued the demons affecting the local people, this locality, and like. This lagang, it was damaged by earthquake and was renovated in 2012, and now as we can see at present it stands as a two-story lagang, and it is 22 to be approximate. It is 22 feet tall, and now at present it stands as one of the holiest lagang of the Kangun community.
As we all know that Bhutan practice the Buddhist, and we all know that the Buddhism practices the idol worship, and in most of the lagangs and monasteries throughout the nation we find statues installed in the monastery, either in monasteries or lagang. Similarly, I guess this monastery too have installed a various type of statues, and to know more about these statues, let us inquire from our researcher Phunso Chori.
Inside the temple, altar exhibits the statue of Lord Buddha as the central figure, along with Generji to the right and Guru Rinpoche to the left.
As you all can see,
Buddhism. In his early age, he lived as a prince in the palace. However, in his later age, when he was 29 years old, he left the life of princehood, and he moved in the forest and lived the life of meditation. And after 6 years of meditation, he attained enlightenment. After 6 years of meditation, he attained enlightenment at Bodh Gaya in India. Guru Rinpoche, originally known as Padmasambhava, he is also known as the second Buddha, and he was a great Buddhist saint who visited Bhutan in 8th century, and following his visit to Bhutan, Buddhism flourished in our country. Chenrezig is known as Avalokeshara in the ancient Sanskrit language of India, which literally means the Lord who looks upon the world with compassion. Therefore, Chenrezig is also known as the God of compassion.
Inside the Hagam, the altar or the Chesham exhibits the statue of the Chelung Trisum, most probably the lower part, and in the upper part, the renovation for the Naktsang Hagam, I mean like the external and internal, the external part is almost completed, but the internal part regarding the altar room is incomplete. And the upper part, according to Lam Singawangchu, he have planned to install the new statues, and it is almost completed, but the major works are all completed, but the painting works are left behind due to the lack of the painters in the communist locality. These are the new statues, and soon it's going to be installed in the upper part of the altar room out here in the Haganga. And firstly, this statue Cheku Kintu Zampo, and this Tiku Garab Doji, and third one Trigzin Sheri Singa, fourth one Lungku Doji Semba, fifth one Tamze Saraha. These statues are the statues of Khenlok Chesum, and this the statue of Guru Doji Dolo, and lastly this is the statue of the Phurpa Haso. The main significance for installing the new statues in this Hagang is mainly for the well-being of the sentient beings and the local, most probably for the local communities residing in and around this Hagang. Thangka painting, which indicates the statues of Phurpa Hatso, and this debris exhibits the 8 manifestations of Guru Rinpoche, and this is the debris or the paintings of Dijom Jigdel Ishe Doji, and these are the incarnation of Dijom Jigdel Ishe Dojila.
Singki Wangchuk, 64, who is the owner or head of the family of Naktsang and Lama of locality, follows Peling religion, which was introduced by the great Terten Pemalingpa during 14th century. He underwent his formal Peling teachings from Lam Karpo of Yonfula. He was very keen in learning the religious text. He started his career as monk only at the age of 16. He is not selected by the people nor elected by the government. It is because of their paternal lineage that they became Lama, as it is inherent. He also goes to every village to perform rituals on invitation of the people. As their ancestors used to perform rituals every year, they also performs mainly 4 paramount rituals in a year, besides minor ritual lasting for 1 day.
Well, I will be talking about the religious activities performed in this Lakhang. Firstly, Lama Singki Wangchuk is the head of this Lakhang, and he follows Peling tradition established by Terten Pemalingpa. But as of now, he follows Dijom Tersa, which was established by Dijom Rinpoche. So coming to the religious activities, they perform 4 main activities in the year. They are Nyungne, one during the Lord Buddha's parinirvana, Tongche, and the annual ritual. In Nyungne, they used to do it on the first month of Buddhist calendar for 17 days, and during Dichun Ngazong, on the 4th of Buddhist calendar, they do it for 2 days, and for Tongche, they do it for one day on 9th month of Buddhist calendar. And annual ritual for the temple, that is Loche, corresponding to the 10th month of Buddhist calendar, they do it for the 2 days. And the main reason for performing these religious activities for the welfare of sentient beings and the people in the locality.
Naktsang was one of the powerful and dominant forces in the past. There was the political influence over the village. They used to keep few soldiers to protect from the invading enemies. They also used to keep workers to work in the field, as they owned a large plot of land and raised large number of cattle and horses. However, during the reign of Se Dopola, who was the chief ruler of Trishkyang Songkak, political change swept the region. Presently, they own a large 3-storied house. They do not possess the large land as before, but yet they live self-sufficiently without depending on the other imported rice from India. They lead the life of normal villagers.
After doing this research, we came to know about the history and significance of the Hagang. Its significance is so great that Hagang stands as one of the holiest Hagang of the Kanglung community. So, knowing this significance, I want to encourage other people to visit the Hagang.
As a history student, I really enjoyed this project.
Religion is a paradox, and religion is fundamental for the well-being and the welfare, as well as the prosperity of any state or any nation. And we Buddhists boost ourselves as a Buddhist, and the Bhutan is the only state which follows Buddhism as the state religion. But it is very sad to report that most of the Buddhists are still unaware of certain important and most significant religious sites. Among them, Naktsang is the one which have got an inclination towards the Shabdungong Namgyal, as well as one of the most revered Tibetan Lama. But it is very sad to say that most of the Buddhist people, especially those residing in the Tashigang, basically located in the Kanglung, they are still unaware of such most significant places. So our group, deported with the 6 members, had been given a task to document on this monastery. After doing this short documentation, we came to the conclusion that this monastery is not an ordinary monastery. It have got an inclination towards the Shabdungong Namgyal, as well as towards one of the revered Tibetan Lama. It have also got an inclination towards the Rongthong Monastery. Rongthong Monastery and this monastery are of the contemporary period. They evolved together at the same period of the time. And today most of the people are most popular and most aware of only the Yonthola Lakhang, whereas this Lakhang have been ignored by the locality and people of this region. And due to the lack of support from the government as well as the people of this community, this Lakhang have remained some kind of backward compared to the other monasteries and Lakhang. So this is honest request, and we would like to urge all the peoples, very peaceful and mild citizen of this nation, to render your support to develop this monastery. As I have already mentioned that this monastery have got an inclination towards the Shabdungong Namgyal and one of the revered Tibetan Lama. So with this note, I would like to say goodbye, and thank you all for watching our videos.